Hello, it's Miss Souter. I'm here to talk to you today about our last assignment, the critical analysis essay. With this, I'm just going to primarily focus on content and just skim over the APA stuff because you guys know what to do there by now. So title page, you guys know what to do, running head, full title, all caps, and then all of this information here, make sure that title is bold. Scrolling down to the page 2, shorten title over the intro paragraph. Now, the intro paragraph itself is made up of primarily 3 components, and it needs to be together in a tight paragraph. I've seen a couple of you put the hook separate from the rest of the paragraph, but it needs to be all together, as you see here. So you need 2 hook sentences, then 2 background sentences. Background 1 is going to be about the article on D2L, Will You Lose Your Job to a Robot? And the second background sentence is going to be about the article you found with the source eval assignment. Then your thesis, which will state the results of the comparison of the author's credibility, tone, and evidence. And as you can see here in my example, one article does not have to win it all. Article 1 can have better tone and evidence, and while Article 2 has better credibility, or vice versa. Or one article can win it all if you think that one article has the stronger of all 3. But that, you can mix and match a little bit here. When you're done with this paragraph, it should be 5 sentences and 5 sentences only. All right, moving on to the summary paragraph. Note that I am changing it up a little bit from last time. This time, the summary paragraph will have just a section heading. We won't get into subsection headings until we get to the analysis paragraphs. The summary paragraph is going to be 6 to 8 sentences. It's going to be split in 2, in a sense. While it being one paragraph, it's going to have 2 parts, is what would be a more accurate statement. So the first half of the paragraph is going to focus on the D2L article, Will You Lose Your Job to the Robot? And then the second part of the paragraph is going to focus on your source eval article. It needs to all be together in one paragraph. It's just going to switch about here from one article to the next. So make sure you have a good transition here to show that you're changing here. And again, 6 to 8 sentences. So if you write 3 or 4 sentences about each article, you have what you need there, and you can be done. And then you can just restate the topic of both articles. Make sure you clearly signal the end of the paragraph. That's the ultimate goal of the last sentence in this paragraph, is that you're signaling the end with a clear transition. All right. All right, so I'm going to highlight this. Additionally, this paragraph should be written in third person only. That's true for this entire essay. This entire essay needs to be in third person. So no I, me, my, we, or our, or you, or your should be found in this paper outside of a quote. You want to say the author, the reader, and everything like that. He, she, they, them, all, and instead of saying I think, you have to clearly say the author failed to do this. The author successfully created her tone. You're going to make really strong, impactful statements rather than I think statements. All right. Now we'll get to the critical analysis. So there's going to be 3 paragraphs under the section heading critical analysis, and each paragraph is going to get a subsection heading. So section headings are centered in bold, whereas subsection headings are centered and not centered, but left aligned in bold. So the first paragraph is going to deal with credibility of the author or their authority. What are their credentials? What makes them authorities on the subject, or not authorities really, if that's your perspective. So you'll state the credentials of both authors in 1 to 2 sentences. State the effects that their credentials had in their respective articles. So Will You Lose Your Job to a Robot was written by staff of the week. how does that affect, what effect did that have on the article? Did it ruin its credibility by not giving a name and a face and some credentials, or did it promote an objectivity that having a name would have taken away? Or did if you found a second article with the author that has a whole lot of credentials, did that make you support, believe them more? So you would say something like the author's credentials made their work more believable because they had all of these references as well as job experiences, that kind of stuff. That's the kind of statements you would make here. Each body paragraph needs to be a minimum of 6 sentences, and again, this also should be in third person. Tone, you're going to focus on the author's word choice and how that work and the connotations of the words chosen and how that creates the tone of the article. What did it all lead to? And does that tone negatively or positively impact the article? Who had the better tone, etc. And there's more information here in the template that I really suggest reading before heading on to write this yourself. Last is evidence. And you kind of see a theme here with each paragraph. You present the credibility, the tone, the evidence first, then explain the effects, then state who has the stronger one. That's the theme of all 3 paragraphs, even though the topic may be different each one. See, scribes explain which author had the better credentials. Now, give examples of the word choice. How did that word choice affect the tone? Next, compare the tones and who had the stronger one. Discuss the evidence, discuss the types used and their effects, compare, then explain which article had the stronger evidence. The last paragraph is the conclusion, and that gets a section heading. It's going to be 4 to 5 sentences that reviews your main points, primarily from your analysis paragraphs, not the summary paragraph, because that's not your point. Make sure you restate your thesis and end with an impactful statement. All right, so there has been some trouble with the reference page overall. The reference page does need to be in alphabetical order and double spaced, and make sure you're using the correct citation form. Citation Machine is a good one, and I have posted links about how to do citations to Purdue OWL in the announcement, so make sure you are reading that, and I should see both the source of OWL article and the D2L article here. All right, that's all I have for you about the template here. If you have any questions, please email me, and please read the template. Even if you don't have words, so you can't download this to work on it, it's still good to keep on your screen while you're writing so you can see what I'm going to be looking for, because I do detail it out here. Everything that I want is here. All right, well, that is the template. Again, have a good day. Again, email me if